and this weekend about what it means to be all in. Of course, he's talking about the text of Jesus himself inviting us to be all in discipleship. Phenomenal message. If you heard it previously at the 8 o'clock service, you know it was a great message. If you haven't heard it yet, make sure you tune in for 9:15 or 10:30. You're going to really, really enjoy this message. Thanks be to God. This is that which takes place in between the before and the after. This is the Interlude. And we have a very special guest on the Interlude today. Miss Stacy, come on in here. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Miss Stacy, I understand we have a very big church-wide event coming up in about 1 month. Can you tell us what's going on?
We do. So in worship, you guys see a lot of the Stay Connected, which is our weekly video. But we have coming up what is called Get Connected, which is going to be a church-wide event where every ministry will be out and available. So people here, people from our community can get connected.
So that fits in so well with Pastor Joel's message for this weekend about what it means to get connected in with the church and to be all in. So we're going to have all kinds of different ministries represented?
We are. So I think one of the things that is so misleading sometimes is that a ministry doesn't have anything to do with you. So for example, if I am a grown adult and I don't have any little kids at home, how could the children's ministry be something that I want to see or want to know about? And so one of the purposes of this whole event is that while you may not be directly needed in that ministry, there's people in the community that you might be able to invite. And so it's so important for our congregation and the community to come and find out more about how we can all be all in, just as Pastor Joel's sermon said.
Absolutely. You know, we fully recognize not every single person is to be involved in every single ministry, but it is great just to be aware of what's going on, to know what's happening in other areas of the church, so that when we're talking to our friends and family, we can tell them about it too, and maybe they can get plugged in. So what a great event. Thank you, Stacy, so much for that.
So
we have some of our guests here this morning. They're going to share with us about the ministries that they're having at Get Connected as well. So who's our first guest here? Jim, come on in.
Good morning.
Jim, good morning to you. Jim, you're going to be at the Get Connected event.
Yes, I am.
Tell us what ministry you're representing.
I am representing the Veterans Ministry, which has been part of this church for the last 5 years, and we'll be having, hopefully, we'll get to be able to put out stuff so that people that have never participated or come to any of our events will understand more about it.
Wonderful. And you do such a great job, your entire ministry. You make it so clear that you don't have to be a veteran to be involved in the ministry. It's for everybody. And so this is perfect for this event, a way for all of us to come by your table and show our support for you too.
Correct. Yes, absolutely. Everybody's invited, whether you're a veteran, whether you're a spouse, family, or just support veterans.
Very good. Thank you so much, Jim. Appreciate you being here. I'm going to have our next ministry representative come on in here. Good morning, Sue. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
And you're going to be at the Get Connected event on September 24th?
I certainly am.
And what ministry are you going to be sharing about?
We have a group called Soul Food, which you may have heard about, and Susan McGifford is the one that directs that, and she's unable to be here today. We're a group of Christian women who get together once a month at a restaurant, and we always go to restaurants that we can order off the menu, and they do individual checks for us, so there's none of that nightmare of trying to figure out who owes what at the end of a meal. And then we also do a service project a couple times a year, and we come to the church and do anything that Stacy needs or Janine needs, and those two need so much help. They do so much behind the scenes. So our group is happy to come and visit with each other during that time while we're having a good time.
Very good. So I hear two things in this. One, an excellent time of fellowship amongst you. But two, you're a very service-oriented group. You do projects for the church and for the different ministries of the church.
Mm-hmm, correct.
So can you give us an example of like maybe one of those projects you've done? I know you're here frequently on campus and you're helping, like you said, Miss Stacy with a project. What's an example of something you've done here?
Well, one of the big things is putting together the bags for the women's breakaway weekend. And the other is for or I keep calling it Vacation Bible School, VBX. There's just so many things to put together. material to cut. I mean, just a wide variety of things.
Absolutely. There's so many things that happen here on campus that has this behind the scenes background work to it. And you're involved in so much of it. The ladies in your crew are involved in so much of it. So thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you at the table there at Get Connected.
Okay. I have one other question. I got a question for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
How long do you think soul food has been in progress?
I have no idea, and I'm curious to learn now.
Susan McGifford started it 18 years ago.
Wow.
And it's been going strong ever since. So she's been doing a great job.
Well, keep that up, and thank you to Susan, and thank you to you.
Yep.
We're so blessed by your ministry. Thank you. All right, we have Mr. Don in here. Come on in, Don. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Don, tell us what you are up to and what God is calling you into the ministry world.
Well, the ministry world is calling me at La Casa right now for grief support, a pathway towards healing. Nurse Jean and I put on this grief support. We facilitate feelings once a month, the second Monday of each month from 6 until 7:30. And this is a place where people are welcomed and accepted. They feel free to express themselves, their feelings, past hurts, losses, as well as the celebrations in their lives. It's a place where they can feel comfortable because everything that is said there is kept there and held in strict confidence. And we have a wonderful group, a very supportive group within us, and it's so important to have that support when you're in the grieving process. We'll start each group meeting off with a prayer and a devotional. Sometimes the devotional is from the devotional that's handed out to each person when they arrive. Sometimes we'll have a musical devotion. And sometimes we'll start out with a certain focus, but that focus in our discussions can change depending on the needs in the group. And so open and free discussion, supporting one another, welcoming one another, acceptance, non-judgmental. It's just a really, really good group that we have there. Nurse Jean and I, when we leave, we always feel blessed for what went on there. And our group meeting ends with prayer, and also we go around the group checking in with everyone just to see how they're feeling at that particular time.
Very good. We're so grateful for your ministry, Don. You know, I have heard several times firsthand from some of our members about the impact that you specifically have had on their lives in terms of their grief support. So we thank you for the way that you walk with them. I'm curious, what is your background that has enabled you to learn the skills and the gifts needed for this kind of ministry?
Well, I'm a Lutheran minister. I went through Fuller Theological Seminary, and I affiliated with the Lutheran Seminary in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and received my ministerial approval through that. I pastored a church for a year and a half before going to what I felt was my true calling, which was hospice work. And so I worked for a hospice agency as a grief counselor for 4 years, as a chaplain for 5 years. I retired that paid position, but now I still volunteer with hospice as a spiritual care volunteer, also a police chaplain, and I do work with mortuary, assisting with memorial services and so on.
You have such an extensive background with your ministry experience, and we're so grateful for the way that you bring that here to La Casa and you share with our members here. So thank you, and look forward to seeing you at that table and at Get Connected Sunday.
I'll be at the table. Thank you so much, and what a blessing it is for my wife and I to be here.
All right. God bless you, Don.
Thank you.
All right. Come on in here, Linda. We have another one with us. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning.
We're talking about our Get Connected Sunday that's coming up in just about a month here, and we're curious to hear about what ministry you will be having at the table there.
I'll have the Stephen Ministry table, and Stephen Ministry is a ministry where we help people journey through their crisis in life that they go through. We have lay people that have done 50 hours of training, and it's a non-threatening, non-judgmental, very strict confidential situation.
We're so grateful for that, and we look forward to seeing you at the table there. September 24th, our Get Connected Sunday. You and so many other ministries are going to be there. So thank you, Linda, for all your work.
We'll be there.
All right.
Thank you.
God bless you. I'm going to bring Miss Stacy in one more time to kind of help wrap this up here, because Miss Stacy, we like to have a lot of fun with these kind of events. So tell me about like the theming for this. What are we going to be focusing on for the fun aspect of it?
So it is going to be a really fun morning. We have a travel theme, and we're talking about how wherever you go, you should go with God. And so it's going to be set up. I don't want to give away all of it, but there's going to be food and there'll be a bounce house for the kids. And you are going to be traveling around La Casa to experience everything that we have.
So if there's somebody watching online this morning that doesn't know if they're going to be coming to church on this campus on September 24th, maybe hasn't even been involved with the church in the past, so feels a little bit distant, what encouragement would you give for them to come on that Sunday?
I would say if you are available and around, September 24th is the time that you want to be here. The campus will be filled with fun, and it's something you don't want to miss.
Thank you so much, Ms. Stacy. Appreciate all that you do here. September 24th, our Get Connected Sunday. We are getting ramped up for it. We're so excited for it. All the ministries of the church are going to be here. It's going to be wonderful. God bless you all. This has been The Interlude.